What if one of Sicily's most beautiful medieval palaces was also one of its most haunted? Hidden in the heart of Palermo, La Ziza Palace is a breathtaking 12th century Norman masterpiece, famous for its ingenious Arab-inspired engineering, royal history, UNESCO status, and chilling legends of demons, cursed treasure, and tragic lovers. Join me as we uncover the fascinating secrets, the forgotten history, and the supernatural myths surrounding one of the most mysterious castles in history, a place where beauty, history, and the paranormal collide. This is La Ziza. Built during the 12th century, La Ziza was a magnificent hunting lodge and opulent summer palace for the Norman kings of Sicily. Even its name hints at its extraordinary origins. Carved above the entrance is the word Ziza, derived from the Arabic al-Aziza, meaning the splendid one or the dear one. It's a fitting name for a palace that still captivates visitors, nearly 1,000 years later. But La Ziza is remembered for more than its beauty. It has become one of Sicily's most legendary haunted locations, surrounded by tales of cursed treasure, restless spirits, and strange illusions, and that have puzzled visitors for centuries. When it was built, La Ziza stood outside Palermo's city walls, within the vast royal park known as Genoada, or Earthly Paradise. This enormous Norman hunting estate was filled with gardens, fountains, lakes, pavilions, and pleasure palaces, including the nearby Curva Sottana. Together with some other locations since lost, they formed one of the most luxurious royal retreats in medieval Europe. Construction began in 1165 under King William I of Sicily, remembered as William the Bad. The Sicilian historian Michele Amari later wrote, William, wishing to rival his father, set out to build a palace more splendid and sumptuous than those left to him. The palace was completed in 1189 during the reign of his son, William II, known as William the Good. The new building was raised in a remarkably short time, at enormous expense, and was given the Arabic name Al-Aziz, which Italian tongues transformed into La Ziza. La Ziza featured some astonishing advanced cooling systems centuries ahead of its time. Inspired by earlier Egyptian and Mesopotamian architecture, the palace was carefully positioned to capture cool sea breezes during the evening. Water cascaded from a fountain at the entrance through open channels into the heart of the building, while thick stone walls, narrow windows, hidden ventilation shafts, and carefully designed rooms created a constant circulation of cool air. Thus, long before electricity, La Ziza had its own natural air conditioning. The heart of the palace is the spectacular Fountain Hall, where the king received nobles, ambassadors, and members of his court. Here, Norman, Arab, and Byzantine artistic traditions merge into something truly unique. Above, magnificent pointed vaults rise overhead, decorated with intricate muqarnas, the honeycomb-like carvings that became a defining feature of Islamic architecture. Beside a glittering gold mosaic panel, water still flows from an ancient fountain across channels carved into the marble floor before continuing outside. Surviving 17th century frescoes painted by the Sandoval family add another layer of the palace's long and fascinating history. Twin staircases led up to the upper floors. Historians believe the first floor served as living quarters, possibly reserved for royal women, overlooking the magnificent fountain hall below. The second floor contained the king's private summer apartments. The Norman complex also included a royal bathhouse and a 12th century Palatine chapel of the Holy Trinity. But La Ziza's history was not always one of royal luxury. Following the death of William II, his widow, Joan of England, found herself imprisoned in these walls by King Tancred of Sicily. Her crime was supporting Princess Constance's claim to the Sicilian throne. As centuries passed, the palace gradually fell into ruins. By the late 15th century, La Ziza was already badly neglected. In 1635, the palace was acquired almost for free by a cousin of the Viceroy of Sicily because its condition had become so poor. The new owners, the powerful Sandoval family, transformed the building dramatically. They added grand external staircases and larger windows, but in doing so damaged parts of the original Norman architecture. The palace remained with the Sandoval family until 1808, when it again had fallen into disrepair. From 1808 until the mid-20th century, it became the residence of Princes Notarbartolo di Chiara, one of Sicily's oldest noble families. They continued altering the interior, changing much of the medieval layout. By 1955, La Ziza stood abandoned again. Neglected for decades, parts of the palace even began collapsing in 1971. Fortunately, a massive 20-year restoration rescued the building from destruction. In 1991, La Ziza reopened, restored to much of its former Norman Arab splendour, and became home to Palermo's Museum of Islamic Art, displaying treasures from the 9th to the 12th centuries. Today, La Ziza forms part of the UNESCO World Heritage Site, celebrating remarkable Arab Norman architecture in Palermo, Cefalù, and Monreale. Yet for many visitors, history isn't what draws them here, it's the legends and the haunting. Inside the Fountain Hall is an extraordinary Baroque archway, decorated with frescoes of Roman gods, Jupiter, Juno, Neptune, Pluto, and others. Their twisting bodies create a bewildering set of optical illusions. Legend says the figures cannot be counted because the demons constantly rearrange them. Anyone determined to count every figure becomes hopelessly confused. And then there is La Ziza's darkest legend, its hidden treasure. According to folklore, the palace conceals an enormous fortune guarded not by soldiers but by demons. The treasure supposedly belonged to two tragic lovers, Azel Komel, the son of a sultan, and El Aziz, the daughter of an emir. Fleeing to Palermo to escape her father's disapproval, they brought with them the sultan's immense wealth and entrusted it to supernatural demons for safeguarding, but the happiness never came. Soon after arriving in Palermo, El Aziz learned that her mother had taken her own life after discovering the couple had eloped. Consumed by unbearable grief, El Aziz ended her own life inside La Ziza. Heartbroken and unable to live without her, Azel Komel threw himself into the sea, where he drowned. Their treasure, legend says, remains hidden somewhere beneath the palace, still watched over by demons who swore to protect it. Whether you come for the extraordinary architecture, its remarkable engineering, its royal history, or its chilling legends, La Ziza remains one of Sicily's most fascinating and mysterious surviving medieval palaces. Click here to get even closer to Italy and Sicily.